Well, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome, one and all, again. Don't question the tyres. We're here for Montreal. We're here for the Canadian Grand Prix. Another league race. Our third league race, on PC. One I didn't make a video out of. But these BRL and this WHF, I will be. We're here for round 3 in Tier 1 for Montreal. One of the circuits I hate the most because of track limits. But nonetheless, it should be a exciting race. But nonetheless, on our first lap here, on the wet compound tyre here, across the line, as the commentator said, a mint 1:15.7. Then on our first one on the softs, invalidation and hit the wall. And then, not the most optimal time, it would have been a 1 minute 10.219. Then, on our second run on the softs, invalidation, big damage. Not the most optimal. We've only got our full wet run at the minute. So, not the most ideal of situations here. And then, on our final run, on the softs, with the damage, make our way through the chicane, try to cut it, invalidate, go into the barrier. And the only valid time was on the wet tyres. So, it's a strategical last to first, and although it was massively accidental. Nonetheless, though, P17 on the grid. BRL was a disconnect which ruined our quali. This time it's just a skill issue. Really? That's only the main thing you can say. Nonetheless, though, there is your strategy. We have medium to hard type. Ignore the soft stint because it doesn't let us remove it for some reason. We will be doing the medium to hard if there are no safety cars. Yeah, but we've gone the hard relocation, so we have that two. So we have the 2 sets of the hard tires. If we want to, do a 2-stop, if there's safety cars on, we can use 2 sets of the hard tires. Then, nonetheless, though, we will go to the 5 red lights on, 17th, second last on the grid, 4 and 5 red lights on. And we will go racing towards the opening corner of the circuit, already jumping ahead of considering the Racing Bulls. Already 1 down in terms of wanting to make up position. We then make it 3 wide through turn 1 with Ansu, and I believe with the Haas as well, but the Haas is able to hold around the outside. We then go for the switcheroo, past the Mercedes and past the Cadillac. We're now looking to be 3 wide. We bail out of that one to ensure we don't do anything. Dubsy tries to make the move. Dubsy has a moment. Then we're going to try and look and sail and dance around the outside line. We'll then look for the inside towards turn number 6. Go brave on the brakes on the inside line. A little bit deep. Minor contact. Racing, rubbing, gracing. Fair enough, we move on. So, up into 13th position already from 17th on the grid. Not the most, not too shabby of a start. There's absolute chaos ahead, and virtual safety car has been deployed on this opening lap. Mallard, I think he got a drive through. He was trying to let us through here, and yeah, he does. He didn't say he was seating position, but he let us through. So we're technically up into 12th position now. So from 17th, already making up 5 places in the race. Nonetheless, though, we will go racing once again on this virtual safety car restart, and we are instantly on the rear of the Mercedes man who started on the soft tyres. So we make the move on the inside line, not even a contest, breezing on by with the use of the battery and through into the top 9 here in Montreal. And then we make our way on the next lap down towards turn number 1. Tory, what a gentleman he was, knew we were faster and just decided to wave us on by. And he's very grateful. He's not someone that gets this many opportunities to race towards the front of the field, so I find that very generous that he let us through there. Nonetheless, though, go a bit deep there through 3 and 4 towards flat through 5 towards turn 6. We're now just going to try and gain on Ty Clear and Lord in the Alpine. I'm not saying his full name. As we apply the power on the exit of the corner, now on the run down towards turn 8 and turn 9, where we have to make this move crucially, but full course safety car has come out. On lap number 4, I pull off to the right hand side to ensure that Tory doesn't run to the back of me. But anyway, make our way towards the pit box here, towards the pit lane. We've got the 2 sets of hards, so we are going to come and peel into the pit lane to go on to basically a 2-stop, but in a sense a 1-stop strategy. Oh my god, the pit crew come very fast there. I forgot how quick they came out. Nonetheless, though, 2.2 second stop. We're going to go hard to the end of this Grand Prix, hoping that nothing goes bad. I mean, it depends how bad the tyre wear is, because, I mean, the mediums were only at, I think, 10% after 4 laps of racing. So it's not the highest tyre wear from what I've said, nonetheless though. We are coming out in P9, and there's a mix of drivers who have stayed in and who have stayed out. Anyway, safety car coming in. The reason we gained a position, by the way, we was 9th at the start of it. We're now 8th. Codzilla in the racing rules opted to pit a lap later, maybe realising his strategy blunder. Nonetheless, though, we will prepare to go racing here in Montreal, up and around the final chicane and towards turn 1. We are going to run. We can't use boost until the green flag waves, and we can now, though. Make our way towards the opening corner of the circuit. Tyre clear, looks for the move on the inside of a coil, but on this occasion, not close enough. We're just trying to take this wider line to try and set something up as we apply the power. On the exit of turn 2 on the run towards turn number 3, coil defends from tyre cleared. We make our way through turn 3 and turn 4. I'm kind of surprised myself at the moment. We haven't got any track limit warnings as of yet. Then we look for a dive bomb move on the inside of Ty at turn 6, but again can't get close enough as we apply the power. He's offline though, so it should unsettle him on the rundown now towards turn number 8, but on this occasion again we haven't got the top speed to be able to try and fight this one. We make our way then through turn 8, through turn 9. And towards the hairpin we will go. Ty not using his battery. Again, another one who doesn't opt to fight us, and we go on the inside line and we make that move past Ty clear. But he continues to fight us on the hairpin actually, and then you see off there, off goes our teammate, off goes the Alpine. So Cookie, who was our teammate for this race, who is without a doubt the quickest in the league, he's tumbled down the order, and you saw that he has a drive-through penalty. So he's going to have to make a stallion effort to try and cut back here. Nonetheless, though, Koyo and Mallard are preparing to do battles after we got ahead of Tycho. Now we're up into the top 5 here. Koyo then looks at the move. Mallard's lagging all over the shop here. I don't even think Koyo touched him on his screen. Mallard sent spinning away. We get a free position. Ty tries to fight us around the outside line. We're getting distracted from Koyo. Ty's trying to go back on our inside. We're fully ahead, so he backs out of it, being the smart man that he is. Then through the hairpin we go. On the rundown now towards the final chicane, towards turns 13 and turn 14. Coil not using his battery, or that he's out. We go on the inside line. I use a little bit of extra battery to try and get further ahead. We go on the braking, through the chicane we go, and we are through into the top 3. And your effective net race leader here in Montreal. So it's a very good strategy. Seems to be working very, very well here. We go through turn 6 and turn number 7 towards turn 8 we go, and TJ, one of our good friends, again there's another one who doesn't really want to fight us here. We go through, lifting coach, we're going to be fully ahead. The brake a little bit too late, the front doesn't grip up. I go so slow off the track, and so we had gained a position there. We let him back through, and then TJ lets us back through. So we're now up into second place. I leave him minor space on the hairpin, not really enough to go alongside to be honest. But then, exit the hairpin, we are through into second place. You can see we make our way through the chicane. There's your race leader, Alex, and then we go through the chicane now. TJ behind, peels into the pits on lap 12. I thought that was a bit early here, and now you can see Alex wiggling there, just trying to signal to us that he will be peeling into the pit lane here in Montreal. So we go through the final chicane, and now from 17th on the grid, we now lead the Canadian Grand Prix. And we always at the flow state here. We got a gap to 5.5 seconds. Our teammate works his way up to P2. Make our way on the exit of turn 2. Coil's retired at the final chicane, and there is your safety car. And it's something I didn't really want, to be honest. Mainly because of the gap we had, but it would have been interesting to see what if our strategy we was going to do was going to work. If we could have stayed out to the end, if we was going to pit again, if it would have worked. Nonetheless, though, free pit stop here in Montreal. We'll go back to another set of the hard compound tyres, brand new. This should take us to the end of the Grand Prix here. You can just see the Williams out of the final chicane on the mini map and on the bottom left hand side. He stayed out here, so it's going to be a race to the pit exit here. You can see the Williams side by side with us. You can see he's going through turn 1, but we have this inside line, but they're sending outside for turn 2, and we are into the lead again of the Canadian Grand Prix. Our teammates on the softs. A strategy I questioned, but maybe he's predicting the future here. We're doing our own safety car strategy here. We go always earlier before it's said prepare to get racing here. Alex, however, has gone right with us here as we go into the final chicane. Alex is basically stuck right with us. We go on the exit of the corner though. Luckily for us, Alex gets a poor exit, and well, we are just going to have to stay in P1, which I cannot complain about whatsoever. Our teammate as well will be looking for this move on the Williams behind us here. We go a little bit wide, but we don't want this to get a better exit. And Cookie gets an absolutely exquisite exit, getting past the Williams already and through into second position in this race. And those soft tyres, well, they're obviously going to be so much quicker than us, and to top on his pace as well. As a natural, we're taking all the right lines to defend this one, but the softs have got so much better grip here. Just Cookie easily breezes on by and moves into the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. So nonetheless, hopefully he comes back to us with those soft tyres surely set to die in the latter stages of this Grand Prix as we go through turn 7 and turn 8, turn 8 and 9 again. Now Lord in the Alpine. Another DNF in Montreal. And another safety car. So, I mean, I was really debating if we pit or if we stay out here because the hard tyres, I felt like the softs would be horrendous at the end of the Grand Prix if compared to if we stay on the hard, we would be competitive towards the latter stages of our stint and we would have track position here. But nonetheless, we are going to peel into the pit lane because I wanted to play safe here. I don't want to gamble anything in terms of ensuring that, say if we did stay out, we'd be left exposed. Nonetheless, though, make our way to the pit box. I press the button to turn in, but it just doesn't turn in whatsoever. And then, luckily, the team do give us a 2.5 second pit stop. But you can see we lag behind the Red Bull, and then that lags us behind the Williams. Brilliant game, thank you. It's frustrating because we was ahead of the Williams. But, nonetheless, we come out on the pit exit here, and you can see we're side by side with Gordon. Can we get ahead of the McLaren? We can. So luckily for us, we haven't got anyone in between ourselves and Alex, so we can go and attack once again. Safety car coming in end of this lap though, and it's going to be Ollie, I believe, in the Alpine, who leads the way. Through the final chicane we go. We pick up a warning. That's our second of the race, by the way. That is just for context. We got one early in the race, but I couldn't remember where it was and I couldn't find it. Nonetheless, though, we go racing in the Canadian Grand Prix again. You can see TJ and the Red Bull running wheel to wheel through turn 1, turn 2. They will run. Alex gets a good exit. TJ gets some oversteer, goes into the Williams. We take the position, get through past the Audi, and we're now back up into the top 5. And then we make our way towards turn number 6 and turn number 7, where once again we have to try and make this move here because, I mean, right now, we're probably still set for a podium because the Red Bull's got a penalty and because Ollie's on old tyres. We will get past Ollie without a shadow of a doubt. But on the rundown now towards turn 8 and turn number 9, deep goes Ollie. Alex looks around the outside line. We're thinking now we've just got to get through here. We have to get past the Alpine, who has got this penalty. We're looking on the inside, maybe thinking of making it 3 wide, but we back out of it at the last. And a virtual safety car is deployed in this race. So, frustratingly, we have to wait behind the Alpine for a couple more corners here. Virtual safety car now is ending, however, and we've got the Delta here to use properly here. Alex, you can see Alex got a drive-through penalty, and Ollie instantly goes on the inside of the Alpine. They make minor contact here. Alex sends Ollie into a half spin, and then we're thinking now we have to get through it. Alex has got a drive-through, so nonetheless, this should be a podium minimum here as we dive on the inside line of the Alpine, flick it in to try and make it stick, which we do, and we apply the power on the exit of the corner. We're into the top 4. It'll be a net P3 when Alex does peel into the pit lane, either this or next lap. And towards the final chicane we go. Alex making the move on the Red Bull, but that is just to peel into the pit lane. And through we go now into the top 3 again. So, on course for a Ferrari 1-2 here. And we're thinking now, let's just try and get through this Red Bull. Let's try and get it on the road here. We're going to look for the outside line here. But the Red Bull just seems to be parking it. It seems to just be backing us up into no one. Then we apply the power on the exit of turn number 7 on the rundown towards turn 8 and turn number 9. The Red Bull squeezing us. But nonetheless, I don't want to go for it here because, let's be honest, probably end up in a collision. Through turn 8, through turn 9 towards the hairpin of turn number 10. We're going to be gaining on the Red Bull all the while. Pick the outside line as he defends the inside line. We run side by side. He squeezes us, so we have to go wide. Otherwise, if we continue to come over us, we're going into the grass. Exit the corner, exit the hairpin. We have that wide line to help us with our momentum as we apply the power. Now on the run down towards the final chicane, we'll be gaining all the while. But again, just don't want to waste all of the battery, though, for a fight in the position we're going to get nonetheless. We go towards the final chicane. We run. Cut it absolutely perfectly to get a better exit here. Now we make the run towards turn 1. He's squeezing us to the inside line. We're trying to come across us in towards turn number 1. So we have to get out of it. Otherwise, we're both careering into the barrier. Through turn 2. We run. He runs a bit deep. We get a lovely exit. Now on the run towards turn number 3. We're going to be side by side as we go into the corner. The Red Bull turns in. We have to have oversteer. He takes the Sebastian Vettel line, cuts the corner, gets a poor exit. We go then around the outside line, and he just puts us into the barrier. And you can tell when someone is going to be their ego will be a tad hurt when they're about to lose a position when they do that. And nonetheless, hopefully, this damage isn't too bad. But then, I'm now just scared to overtake him because he's shown what he's going to do to hold this position. He's going to swipe, literally intentionally trying to take us out to try and hold it. So I'm just trying to fake him a little bit, making the move. That actually does work, that little dummy move, and he goes a little bit wide as we apply the power. And now, well, the damage here, it's going to be quite affecting us because, I mean, obviously, in these cars especially, because you're running 50 front wing on basically every single circuit. You're basically down to like 20 or 30 on the front wing. We somehow get a penalty there. The Audi looks to make the move here, and I personally don't think I cut the corner there. Nonetheless, though, luckily for ourselves, we're able to hold on to that third position here. Then on the run down towards the final chicane, it shows the pace we had because we were sticking with this Red Bull, despite the front wing damage we had. And towards the final chicane, we will run a little bit of a lag spike from the Red Bulls. We run through the final chicane, make our way towards the line. It's going to be P3, but I'm sure after post-race penalties, it will be second position in the race. I can probably confirm you that. I mean, on the commentary, the commentator was saying that without a doubt that's surely a penalty. And it was quite funny what he said, because on the commentary, he just said, "Oh, that's just effing terrible driving." He's just put him in the wall. It was quite funny to go and rewatch. Lucky for you people, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna show you the replays of this here. As you can see, we make our way towards turn number 3. He turns it early. That causes us an oversteer, so he just completely straight lines the corner. But then you see we have a run down towards turn number 5, which just squeezes us and then swipes us into the barrier. But confusing. Nonetheless, though, it's a Ferrari clean sheet driver that they most overtakes from yours truly. Everyone but the race leader got a penalty. If we didn't get that damage, we probably wouldn't have got a track limit penalty. Nonetheless, though, Cookie wins from the Red Bull. It will be a Ferrari 1-2 after post-race, I'm sure. But again, thank you for watching. Another podium for another recovery drive. But for me, ciao, adios. I'll see you for the next one.